Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a makeup and yap. Now this is the final look, but I once looked like this. I mean, you look good, girl. The skin looks, you know what? She needs a little help. I mean, we love her, but she can do better. And this is better, honey. Oh my gosh, I love how my look and my glam turned out. The hair, everything. I smell even better also. But if you wanna see this look, make sure you keep watching. Oh, before we get started, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button because I want you to be a part of the Musings of a Curvy Lady family, and turn on notifications because you never wanna miss a Curvy Lady upload. And this is social hour. We like to yap around here, so make sure you like and comment down below. Now, let's do some glam. All right guys, we are gonna do a makeup and yap, but kind of like a May wrapped edition. Going to talk about my month, like what were the highs, what were the lows, the best, and we're gonna do my makeup at the same time. I haven't done one of these in such a long time, so I thought it was due, you know? So this is my face. This is what I look like. I have nothing on my face, no product, nothing, nada, okay? And we need to change that. So the first thing I'm gonna do, because your girl is so dry, and this is the first step that I always do, and one of my most repurchased products of my life, these are my Lumify eye drops. Game changer in your makeup. I was wondering why I looked so tired even though I had like a full face of makeup, and it's because like the whites of my eyes were more like, they were just sad, a little red, you know, didn't get, you know, the 8 hours of sleep that is recommended. So the first thing I always do is this, so it has enough time to, you know, percolate. Percolate. So we're gonna do these first. Oh, I hate putting things in my eye. It's like one of those things that you have to do, but I hate to do it. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. So it is June 6th, and I just got to talking with my therapist. I have to talk with her, but yeah, I got to talking with her, and she's like, you should reflect on your month and like to see your wins, see the things that, you know, like you've been able to accomplish, because we wait until like the end of the year to look back, and it kind of feels like we haven't done enough because we can't remember everything. We don't remember everything that happened in 12 months. So we kind of always feel disappointed, like we didn't hit like big goals. But it's really important to remember the small stuff, to appreciate those wins and to celebrate them. I think that's what I want to do, like digitally, kind of like have this diary of like me celebrating and recalling my month. Because one thing about it as a creator, you're always on to the next brand deal, you're always on to the next video, you're always on to like that very next moment, you know, the moment that's going to like digitally change your life, you know, send you into internet glory. But sometimes that doesn't happen. But that doesn't mean like you're not a winner, like you're not accomplishing things. And my therapist kind of reminded me like, Tamara, you've done a lot in the first 5 months of the year. And I'm like, you know what, girl? That's why I pay the big bucks, girl, or my insurance does anyway, because that is such good advice. So y'all get a discount because I'm giving you this free advice courtesy of Paula, okay? So we are getting brighter. Like she looks so much better already. Like I got 8 hours. No, this is like 12 hours of sleep. Like she was a zombie, but she looks so refreshed. And then the next thing I do, jump scare. We're gonna do some LED mask. I love this. This is definitely a May favorite. I love me a mask that has multi-use, multi-purpose. And the thing is, I used to have, or I still have it, the Dr. Dennis Gross LED mask. I've had it for a few years. I use it all the time. It only takes 3 minutes. But, you know, just with new technology, there's gonna have like advancements and stuff. So this one I was kindly gifted and ended up doing a campaign. So I will leave the reel here. It's so cute. I'm really, really proud of it. This is called the Cryo Glow LED mask. It has 4 treatments, and I know I look like, I feel like his name is Megamind. He's from something, he's a villain, okay? I look like that, but that's okay because you know what? In like 6 minutes, better aging. This has 4 treatments. The better aging is for like anti-wrinkle, smoothing. Then it has skin clearing, which has literally been saving my skin. Because let me tell you something. If you're having great skin, a foolproof way to ruin that is to talk about how great your skin is doing. Don't do it. Don't be like me. Because it was about 7 months. 7 months before I had any breakout. My skin was so clear and bright and glowy and tight. My esthetician was like, girl, what are you doing? Because I haven't seen you in a while, but your skin looks amazing. And I'm like, yeah, girl. And I kind of was like, oh, I got the sauce. You know, I got the sauce. I know what I'm doing. I'm like the expert. Then my skin, God humbled me. Okay, I will never talk about how great my skin is doing. If you think my skin is great, thank you. That's it. Just take the compliment and keep it moving, okay? The moment you start even thinking you know, you don't. And then you're gonna have a massive breakout. And I haven't dealt with a breakout this severe in years. When I tell you my whole forehead, it looked like, you know, the back of a Nestle Crunch bar. You know what I'm talking about? Just texture. Texture. It was so bad. I went to so many facialists, trying to get extractions. I would do the hero patches, but the one thing that finally worked for me, I went to, Codily has a new spa in Soho, and I was in town. I was like, I want help. I need help. Booked a facial, the best facial of my life, you guys. When I tell you I transcended, and she was French, and Codily is a French brand. So the fact that I was like, it just felt like I was transported. I love the experience so much. She even spent an extra 10 minutes with me to get in those extractions, and like, I just felt like, wow, this girl loves what she does. She sees the skin problem that I'm having, and she wants to help me. And she wasn't trying to sell me like a bunch of different things, but she did tell me some products that she would recommend, and literally they're gentle, and I'm super sensitive. They have been changing my skin and getting it back to normal. And Mr. Megamind here has been helping me as well. There's a skin clearing treatment that's about, I think it's 8 minutes. I do it every day, twice a day. And it just has more lights. It has like more surface area, because my other mask, like this part of my face would be exposed. Like I'm fully getting treatment all the way around, which if you're gonna be spending money on a LED mask, make it worth it. And another thing that's so great about this mask, you see that little snowflake and it says level 3? They're metal ice plates for your under eye. And this chills it. It's called Insta Chill technology. And there's 3 levels, so you can control how cold you want the ice plates. So it actually depuffs and tightens your under eye within 1 treatment. And that's what I love about this. You see instant results with your under eye. The smoothing anti-aging, they say it's like 2 months to see results, and skin clearing 4 weeks, which I've seen results in 2 using this mask every day. So we are about 1 minute and 10 seconds left into the treatment, and then we'll be ready to do skincare. All right, we are complete. You have to be completely dry, clean faced before you use your mask or any LED mask. So I'm gonna go in with my La Roche-Posay. This is thermal water, spring water. So it has antioxidants, it has, what else it has in here? Water. I mean, it's water that's from a spring. So it has like natural electrolytes and all that stuff. I go crazy with this stuff. I love it so much. You can never not have enough hydration before you start your skincare. And you want to start your skincare with hydrated, like wet skin, because it just allows everything to like a sponge, like to pull deeper into your skin. So anyway, back to celebrating our wins. So when I think back to the month of May, I think about like, a lot of it was like, I should be further along. I should be further along. But in reality, I was doing a lot of great things like creatively and career-wise. So booking campaigns that I was really aligned with, that made me feel like, wow, like this is what it feels like when everything just aligns so well, where the brand appreciates your creative eye. They also like are going to compensate you accordingly and not like skimp. So I had a really awesome opportunity with a brand that is going to be a long-term well, it's like 3 months, which hopefully will turn into longer because it's hard out here. I don't know, there's nothing guaranteed in life, especially in a career when it involves social media. And as someone who has left a very stable job and career to do this full time, it can be scary, especially when you had a really slow year. But a lot has changed in the last 5 months. Like, I moved over to a new management team where I feel so appreciated. They root for me to win. They like me. That's very important. Some people don't like their clients, and that is very telling in the fact that they don't pitch them or they don't care to like communicate with them. I talk with my manager all the time. Like, we have so many conversations on different like platforms, like our text message, Instagram DMs, like TikTok, all over the place. And that's how it should be. She likes me. She wants me to win. And you can tell like she's fighting for me. And that means so much because like the last year, I just felt like I wasn't a priority. And then the 5 months of this new year, I felt so cared for. I've made so much more that I did last year around this time in the 5 months with this new management team. And yet like there's ebbs and flows with this industry, but it feels good to start the year off pretty like strong. You don't know what can happen with this economy because listen, are the boys fighting right now? I think Elon and Trump don't like each other now. Who knows? Who knows? I honestly, it's a little entertaining, but I wish it didn't affect us as a people, you know, like people's livelihood. I don't know about you, but I stay thinking about stuff. I think about, like, I'm a gold medalist when it comes to rumination. That's a therapy word. Okay. I ruminate. Okay. I ruminate. So, let me tell you what I did. I just really just treated my face to some hydration. This is like my trinity trifecta of toners. Now, you don't have to use multiple toners, but me and my household, this is my ministry. This is my testimony. Okay. I am extremely oily, but what I've learned is that you don't really have a skin type, you have a skin presentation, and your skin will present as oily if you're not giving it its proper hydration. So if you are hydrating it and treating it well, your skin that you thought was oily is really balanced. And I find that I need to flood my skin with hydration. So I use 3 different toners at different times. Like at one point I was up to like 10, but that was a little bit much. But right now, these 3 will always be in my arsenal. Anua, this is it's like a skin prep. It's soothing. There's nothing, it's very like water-like. And it's like the first one that I like to use to just like treat my skin, hydrate it, and get it ready for the other toners. And then I go in with Aquel. This one is a licorice pH balancing toner and cleansing toner. So you can use it for multiple things, but I love to use this to kind of just rebalance my skin, to get it ready and healthy and just like be in its happy, most positive state. Because that's one thing I've learned in all my years of like doing skincare is that if your barrier is broken or unhappy with you, you will see it, you will feel it. And it also is a time to kind of just like slow down, touch your face, see if you have any irritation. Do you feel anything coming in? You know, it allows you to kind of like triage, triage your skincare and see how you might have to like switch some things around to really make it work for you. The last one that I use, now this one I do swap out with different types, but it's always gonna be my milky toner, something to really just like, it's a little thicker, a little heavier, but it really locks in that hydration. So this one is from Laneige. This is the cream skin. This has like ceramides, and ceramides are really, really good to like strengthen your barrier. I don't know if I use this already, but oh well. You can layer your toners too, by the way. And there's no peeling because you allow enough time in between the toners. I don't let my skin get completely dry, but just enough so it doesn't like peel. Or if you notice it gets like soapy, you need to really rinse your face like in the shower or when you wash your face, because you still might have like some residue from like your cleanser. And what you can do is take like, this one would be a great toner to do it with actually. This toner is a cleansing toner as well. So put this on a cotton round and wipe your face first before you start anything to make sure there's no like build up. But anyway, so yeah, that's a win. Really recognizing that change. I was so afraid of like leaving, and it's a big deal, leaving my old management to start my new journey with a new management team. I've had some, where's a cigarette? Girl, I could tell you some things about this business, okay? And I've been through it with some agencies and managers in the past, where it's definitely gonna be a part of my memoir, like a good 4 chapters probably. All right, next thing I'm gonna do is treat my skin. So I don't like to do too much like serums. The less is more when you're doing your makeup. So what I always will wanna do is use something that's gonna protect my barrier. This is from Cocoa Kind. This is a barrier serum. You can use this every day, but this appears milky, but it's very watery. Actually, no, that didn't do anything. It didn't move. So it's a lot thicker. It's so soothing. And if your barrier is broken, girl, get you some. Get you some. I get mine from Amazon. I think they have it at Target too, but I'm not really shopping at Target, which is so crazy. You know, like Target was like one of those places that you just went to just because. And once you like realize, like, I don't really need to go here. Am I really just a slave to consumerism? And like, yeah, you are. Because like, I'm still living. My life is fine. I'm great. I have everything that I need and more without Target. Sorry, Target. Like, sorry to that man, like Kiki says. So the next one I'm gonna use, this is actually one of the products that I bought after my Soho Caudalie experience, after that facial. This is Vino Pure. This is from, look at the dent. Like I need to get some more, but this has been a game changer for my skin. This has a very low percentage of salicylic acid. For me, I realize I need to use salicylic acid every day. Even like the lowest normal percentage that is in products, I think it's like 2%. It's still too strong for me. So this is like, I think 0.2% or something. Don't quote me on it. I don't remember exactly what she said. And it smells, oh my God, it smells so good. It smells like a spa. So we are hydrated. We are, it feels so good. Touch your skin, y'all. I don't understand anyone who does like one thing on their face and then like just like walks away. That would literally drive me insane. This is my favorite part of my day. Honestly, like my favorite part is getting ready, you know? Our skin is nice and prepped. I also did add some SPF onto my face because that's very important. And especially if I'm doing everything in my power to help with these dark spots, you need to be using SPF. Actually, let me put a little bit more because girl, right there, this was like a landmine. Whew, it was struggling. I really want to lighten this area. And that SPF is actually an SPF serum from Kiehl's. It's so good. Okay, another win. It's really like a realization about my business. Like I kind of like looked back and like something had to change as far as like the content I was putting out. I feel like I work so much putting out content and I don't want to ever feel like a machine that's like just putting out. There's no thought or care. It's just posting to post. I want it to serve. I want it to like mean something. So I'm slowing down on like stories. Like I'm revamping like my newsletter. I used to like, right now it was like weekly and I realized that's just too much. The people already get me almost every day on socials. I do a weekly muse kind of recap. I'm on YouTube. I don't want people to hate me or get annoyed with me. And I think that's like a balance with being a content creator, but also wanting to diversify your platforms. And also like one day Instagram might not work. You know, like you want the people who follow you to like be able to like readily go somewhere else without it being too difficult. So that's why I have a newsletter community. I have like my IG story community. I have Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and it's a lot. It's a lot. Although I love the idea of growing and scaling my platforms and my business, I also know there's an art to just like putting out something and having people like just marinate on it, enjoy it before like dropping something else right away. So like I am thinking just 2 videos a week on YouTube. I think that's like the reasonable most that I can do without me feeling like I'm being a bother. I know there's people who upload every day, but like that's just like not me. Yeah, I need to like really feel excited about like sharing something because I feel like it's going to be meaningful. Also, my newsletter, I'm reducing it from weekly to now monthly. So it's gonna give people some anticipation. Like, what does tomorrow have to say at the end of the month, and kind of like recap the best things that I found over the month, what I love, my highs, my lows, what I'm listening to, what I'm watching. And I love talking like that. It kind of reminds me of, you know, those Cosmo magazines. I should not have been having a Cosmo subscription when I did. I'm just gonna be honest. I learned so much from that magazine. Too much. And the interviews were my favorite because like they made them so personal to the celebrity, and it really just, it was just so cute with the like handwritten scribble, like they were handwriting, and like the little, like it looked like a scrapbook kind of, but it was so editorial. I loved it. What am I looking for? I'm looking for primer. We're gonna prime our face first. This is the Jelly Pop primer from e.l.f. This was discontinued, and then like they bullied e.l.f. into bringing it back, and I'm here for that. Bullying where it benefits everybody. Oh my gosh. But that's it. No one else needs to be bullied. So we're just gonna prime our face. One thing that I always have to do is my laugh lines, because my laugh lines are the first place for my makeup to crease and break. So I like to like blow out my mouth like this, and even like stick on my tongue in the inside of my mouth so I can really rub the product in there. And I know this is makeup and yap, but I try not to talk too much once I am starting to put the like product on, because that also affects like the more facial movement. That's like the biggest hack and tip to make your makeup last, is like don't talk. Don't move. So this is kind of counterintuitive because this is makeup and yap. So another thing that I noticed, my makeup tends to do so much better if I just slow down, give myself time for the different products to marinate. And that's what I'll do. Sorry, I'm using like this is my travel bag. I got it off of Amazon. I like it, but it also makes me like, I'm a little out of my element because I'm not in front of my normal vanity. So I'll do my brows next, and I use this, it's called Combat Gel. It's going to war for your brows. But my brows are kind of like one of those things that I do throughout the makeup process. If you recall, if you follow me for a long time, I used to say people who do their brows after their base were like serial killers. I know, very dramatic. But as my makeup process has changed, I have come to see that you are not a serial killer. You just do things differently. And that's another thing that I realized just like growing up. No one does bad makeup. Like in my opinion, no one does bad makeup. People do makeup for them. And that's what makeup is all about. You might not like someone's makeup, but that doesn't mean they did it bad. And like that might be a hot take, but listen, people have the right to change and experiment and grow, because like looking back at 2012 makeup that I was doing, girl, no. But at the time I was eating, okay? You know that. What was that trend? Like, yeah, I was doing that, but like I would not do that today, but that's okay. I would have like died if someone said like, your makeup looks horrible. To me, it doesn't, and that's all that matters. I say this all the time. I'm not a makeup artist. I'm a makeup enthusiast. I'm a lover, and I feel like that's more approachable. A lot of the girls that I've always watched on YouTube, these beauty gurus, are makeup artists. Like they do this for a living and it shows. But me, I'm just a girl. I'm doing the best that I can with what I got.
I'll do the best I can with what I got.
Fun fact, I haven't manipulated or touched my brows since the panorama, since COVID. Before that, I was like regularly getting my brows done every 2 weeks. But when the world didn't see me and didn't care about my brows, like, you know, people were dying, like Kim, people are dying. I just didn't care to do my brows, you know, and life moved on. Life is fine. Like, it's okay. If I'm okay with my brows, you should be okay with my brows. You know what I'm saying? And that all goes back to like, people don't do bad makeup or have bad brows because at the time it was great for them. Give them a chance to change, you know? Let's be a little nicer. So one thing about it, we need to let these like dry. So we're not gonna touch our brows. We're gonna go and like go to color correct. That's the next thing that I do. This is from REM Beauty, Ariana Grande's line. And I love her so much. This is like the perfect color correcting and neutralizing color for me. I wear the color Deep 5 NG. So I am using this color to just color correct and even out everything. I have all this hyperpigmentation on my forehead, so I really try to like stipple it in. And this I found also helps me not to like use that much foundation. The makeup process is so crazy because even this part alone, it's such a crazy transformation for me. Like it just evening out your skin with all the hyperpigmentation. Obviously it makes you look super flat like a pancake, but that's why we bring up all the other products to help with dimension. I basically color correct my entire face. It also, I find, like helps the colors to appear more true versus like having some grayness come and peak or peep. I guess you could use either. No, peek is better. Peek through. I look like I'm in an African movie right now. Like I'm an African auntie, like, or a Haitian auntie, honestly. Okay, base. I am and forever will always be a Too Faced Born This Way. Like if you've ever watched any of my makeup videos, I never really used anything else because like I found something that worked for me and like that was it. But there's just so many products out there that I've been able to try and use. And two foundations that I love are, one is like super high end and one is drugstore, but the Super Stay foundation from Maybelline, I wear the color 368. Oh my gosh, best drugstore. Maybelline just does it. And they have a skin tint. Girl, that's no skin tint. That is a foundation. The way that thing covers, amazing. And it has like hyaluronic acid, vitamin C, I think, all the nice things. Looks amazing on the skin. Another one that I recently have been like playing with is the Armani Luminous Silk. Like you couldn't like really pay me. This was gifted to me. I wasn't really interested in buying a new like foundation. Like I'm happy with what I'm using, but this does give you like a luminous silk finish. I was like, oh, it does what it says. We love that. Like tea, honey. So I think I'm gonna use a little bit of this and a little bit of that. This color is 13.5. Another thing I probably didn't do before that I do now is put the foundation on the back of my hand. I would go back and forth with this, but like I do it like religiously now versus before I would put it directly to the brush. Now, you do what you want, okay? Because you have what? Free will, very good. I just find that it helps so much and I don't have to, I know there's a lot there, but I really push the product into the brush and I haven't reapplied, like added more product. We're just using as much as we can until I can't like really spread the color anymore. And don't forget your edges here. So I kind of did like half of my face and do the other half. Oh my gosh. I know my skin isn't back to 100, but it's so much better than it was. Oh my gosh. The breakouts were literally making me like have negative thoughts about myself. Like life is worth living now. Like honestly, my skin is healing. I always find myself, this hand will be awkwardly just hanging out too. Do you notice that when you're doing your makeup? Like it's like waiting around to be useful. So it just hangs out here. Very little to finish up the rest of my face, the forehead. I'm bringing that makeup all the way to my hairline so it doesn't go like crazy once I have my wig on. Okay, see how much I have left? I didn't use all that product. It's just like I want enough to like really stipple it in. And honestly, there's so much product in this brush, and we're gonna use this again to like blend. That is such a good match to my neck. It's really good. I know I said I was gonna use the other one too, but I didn't. I just used all of Voluminous Silk. Let me have a makeup wipe so I don't get this everywhere. I went ahead and added some bronzer. This is from LYS. This is in the color Strength. I like to use my bronzer also in my lid. I like to be really bronzed. And now onto concealer. But concealer, there's a lot of things that change in the world. My concealer will never change. Okay, I am a Too Faced Born This Way girly through and through. I mean, I'll use other things here and there, but nothing like, it just works, you know? So what have you guys been watching? I feel like I've been watching some really great shows, and in May, I started a show called Curvy on Apple TV. And oh my God, first of all, I'm not usually attracted to thin white men, but there's just something about this petite Frenchman that just makes me go like, ooh la la, you know? Like he is so fine to me. I think his name is like Benjamin, but he is so cute. He actually is playing a real figure. Like it's a historical drama of a real person named Curvy who was the best chef in France and also was used to like be a spy for the government. It's really, really good. You might have to fast forward some of the sex scenes because I'm like, it always shocks me because I'm like, why do we need this pornography to tell the story? We get it, they had sex. But there is a dark skin female character that's the sous chef. She is one of the most beautiful women I have ever seen, and they kind of have like a little thing going on. So I'm like vicariously living through them, but obviously they're dead. So, and they're not real. Like, I don't know if she's a real character, but we love Curvy over here. Okay, so we're gonna do concealer. Like I said, Born This Way. I wear the color Chestnut as my concealer shade, but then I also go in with the color Maple, just like right there to pop the inner corner of the eye and make it a little brighter. So just using concealer in my normal places. I probably still do concealer the same. I try to like do those little dots. Girl, no, I want a lot. I need a lot. I don't do like light no makeup. My makeup is makeuping. Like, you know, I'm wearing makeup, and that's what I like. The whole concept of people like doing bad makeup, that's why it doesn't make sense to me. Like, if you want to look like you're not wearing anything, all the baby claps for you, okay? But for me, I want the transformation. I want to be like she just had the biggest glow up, which I want. Like, I want the dramatic change. With hair, makeup, all of that stuff to me is an accessory. Obviously, like I don't have naturally black winged liner on me 100% of the time. So when people are like, oh, you look so different without makeup, I'm like, well, yeah, the makeup I'm wearing is on top of my face. It's not my face. You know what I'm saying? People really lack context clues, you know, in their big old ages. They're like, oh my God, you look so different. I'm like, yeah, because that makeup is literally on top of my skin. It's not my skin. You're gonna see texture. You're gonna see like changes in color. And yeah, that's my skin, man. And you don't have the same skin tone throughout your entire body. Okay, if you do, you're not real, or you get everything lasered. Okay, everything. All right, so what I like to do is like let this like marinate and sit, and while that does that, I go back to my brows. So what I like to do is dust them with a little bit of powder to like just hurry up this like the drying. I'm going in with my Huda Beauty. I'm gonna just lightly tap the brows so there's a little bit of grippiness for when the pencil glides on, so it's not like wet. And that's it. And then I'm gonna go in with the same brow pencil. This is from Benefit, Goof Proof Brows. I wear number 6. So I'm gonna go with the opposite end, which is the pencil side. Because my brows are large and in charge, I just embrace the natural shape of them and just make it a little bit cleaner. And like I said before, like the brows are something that I go back and forth with. I used to just do them in the beginning and like that was it. She's a different woman than she was back in 2020. Oh my God, 2020 seems like another lifetime ago, you guys. Isn't it crazy we all lived through a whole panorama, a whole panini, and we're living to talk about it? Sometimes I disassociate, but we all went through that. Like, remember we were in the house, literally couldn't go anywhere. The whole world was shut down. Crazy. One thing that I did learn in my survival of the pandemic is about friendship. Friendship, what that looks like, what it doesn't look like. My inner circle became even more like, it was more like a triangle now, honestly. But I feel like a lot of people's friendships were examined or exposed or, you know, very much analyzed, either for the better or for the worse during the pandemic. But I feel like we're all better for it. Like, we learn that we don't have any time to waste on like fake friends or people who are not really down for you. Like, we don't have, the whole world's on fire. If you're not with me, like, and I peep people's energy. I peep if someone really likes me or not. And I had a lot of friends that I realized, I'm like, I don't think they like me, you know? And that's a very sobering realization because they keep putting themselves in your circle. They keep wanting to be around you, but they don't like you, which is like so crazy and scary to me. And you could, God forbid, having self-awareness. But if you told them about themselves, like, you would sound crazy. And for me, I let things run its course. If I don't put the same energy into something and I realize, oh, I was the one that was like maintaining this friendship, the friendship part of it. You're only coming here when you want something from me. So we have the general outline and what we're gonna do. As I blend out my concealer, I'm also gonna clean up the brow so it could be nice and sharp. Like Michaela says, sharp. And it's funny, we're both from Boston, but like that whole accent, only white people do that. Like, I'm dying on that hill. Everybody asks me, like, why don't you have a Boston accent? Why don't you sound like Matt Damon? Am I a white man? All right, thank you very much. I am not. And I'm a first generation American that grew up watching public broadcasting. Like, I was watching Sesame Street, Mr. Rogers, Land Chaw's Play Along. And that, my parents, they taught me English, yeah, but I learned diction and like, my accent comes from PBS, basically. That's where it comes from. I sound very neutral, I feel. Like, people don't know where I'm from. They just know I'm not from the South. And that is because, like, I'm not. Like, but I was also raised, like, my brothers, they're black men. They don't sound like Matt Damon. White people from Southie, okay? The south end of Boston, the north, white Italians, like Irish, non-black people. If I saw a black person walking around talking like Matt Damon, I would slap them. Like, what is wrong with you? I wouldn't slap them. I wouldn't slap them. But I'm just like, I've never seen that before. I never heard that before. And I feel like it's like Bigfoot. I've never heard of that. If you have, please let me know. Actually, I don't really care to know because I don't really like the accent, to be honest. So when people say you don't sound like you're from Boston, I'm like, thank you. But I went to school with someone, I forget her name. She was literally like probably 4'11", tiny thing, probably 90 pounds soaking wet, blonde, blue eyes. But she sounded like she was smoking 20 cigarettes a day, honey. Like, she just had this thick, heavy, raspy Boston accent, and she's a nurse, so it's just like we were in nursing school together, so it's just like, I wonder how she's doing. I can't remember her name for anything, but I just remember her accent, this tiny little thing. And when we would go to school, like, and she would talk about like medical stuff, it was just like so interesting, like true Boston accent. But once again, white woman, white people, not Black. I rest my case, Your Honor. Just taking some concealer and cleaning up those brows. Like, look at that. They look like sexy, like McDonald's signs, you know? Like, they're perfectly arched, but they have like some, like, they're just so good. I love them. The growth of doing your makeup. And guess what? Someone out there is gonna look at my makeup and be like, ew, hideous. I hate that. Guess what? That is none of my business. And don't you dare show up in my comment section. Don't do it. You are wrong. You know why you're wrong? Because it's my face. Exactly. Clock the T, clock it. So now we're going to blend, baby. We're gonna blend our little McDonald's sign. And remember the foundation brush that we had? This is where we're going to use it again to make sure there's no harsh lines. I do everywhere first, and I do my under eye last. The longer you let it sit, the more coverage you have. Thanks to Jackie Aina, I think we all do that. If you learned it from somewhere else, like, that's cool too, but like, I was raised on Jackie Aina. And Ashley Arnell, is that her name? The twins, Alyssa Ashley. And makeup is so, trust the process. Please just wait. I like to take a smaller brush to do concealer because you have like more control and not moving the product all the way all over, so it doesn't come like down to your cheek. Because I used to do my concealer like that. I really just want it to be like boop. And I also take it to the top of my lid, and it all like blends with the brow and everything. Everything's cohesive. I love that. Now going back in with the same foundation brush, not adding any product to it, but just using whatever's left to soften up those edges so it's not like a harsh line between the concealer and the rest of my face. And then I'm actually gonna go in with blush before we like go in again and add like more bronzer so it doesn't get muddy. But I'm loving how this is looking so far. Usually when I do my makeup for camera, it's horrible. Like, everything goes wrong. And you know, things are going well, I have to say. So the cream blush I'm going in with is from Say. This is the Dew blush in the color Dreamy, and she is very dreamy. I love her. I used to not be like a cream blush powder brush, like do all your cream products together. I used to be like just a powder girl, but now I see the wisdom within it, you know? And I take that like right into the concealer to like blend it out really nicely. This is like my favorite part of doing makeup. Like, you're starting to see what the potential is. You just had to hang in there. And because I love a lot of blush, I'm gonna go in with more. And that's one thing about me, I'm gonna have like a lot of blush like applications to get the color payoff that I want. And that's another thing, I don't have blush blindness, okay? I see what I'm doing. I know how it looks like, and I like it. Let people wear their brows and their blush the way that they want to. It's not hurting anyone. If you don't like it, don't look. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go back in with the concealer. Actually, I'm gonna go in with, I didn't use my brightening concealer. This is Maple. I'm just gonna add a little bit and blend that to make it pop right in the inner corner of the eye. We don't want it like all over. So we are ready to start using some powder products and setting things in place. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is my under eye. But before I do my under eye, I want to like just blend out all of the creases as much as possible before adding powder. So for micro smoothing powder, I have 2 shades here. I go in with the lighter shade to set, and then later on I go in with the loose powder. Okay, so I take a triangle puff. I got these from Marshall's and they're so nice. They're from Japonesque. I know that's like a makeup brand, but baby, it is quality puffs over here. So really get the product in there and then tap off the excess and really just tap. Like you see the difference already with that under eye that's set versus not set. You know, you do that again. I also take it on to my lid so it doesn't crease there either. Anywhere we had concealer. This is our first layer of powder. And because this is like, I feel like because it's like finely milled, baked powder, it really helps with like that airbrush effect. I know I said before that was my favorite part of makeup, but this is my favorite part of makeup, like the setting part. Oh. I'm going in with some Charlotte Tilbury powder bronzer. This is in the color Deep to just set everywhere that I had the cream bronzer and kind of shorten my forehead. I have a 10 head. And then I like to take, let's see, a little brush like this with the same bronzer and really like do my nose. And I don't do too much. I like my nose actually. I'm not trying to make it more like smaller, but defining it so it's not just lost looking flat. And I take it and bring it into the lid. I love this trick. I don't really wear eyeshadow, but I will wear bronzer on my lids because it just makes the look cohesive. I notice when I don't do it, I just look, I don't know, it's really not accurate, but I feel like I look pale. And I'm like, I know I'm not pale, but like it just helps the continuity. Woo, words. It's so, there's like an inside joke me and my brothers say when we stumble on words or have a hard time saying a word, we just yell, Mrs. Swain. And Mrs. Swain was our like diction teacher growing up in elementary school, and like if you had to go see Miss Swain, you're like, dang, like you can't talk, like you can't like read well, but like Miss Swain had me right though. I ended up being such a great public speaker. Teacher. See, Miss Swain. That's one thing, man, one thing I miss about like living with my family, like together. We used to cap on each other. I grew up with all brothers, and that's how we showed love, like dissing each other. I know it's like, it probably sounds counterintuitive, but that's how we did it. And like the bigger the diss, like you just got hype points for it, you know? And I remember this was in the age of sidekicks. I had a sidekick and it was so cool. Anytime any one of my family members said something wrong, and we said things wrong all the time because I have Haitian parents. So like they would say things and we knew what they meant, but obviously like we would tease them. But like I would like do my little flip with my sidekick and just like write it down and like keep record of like everything that we said. And literally like if there was like a storm and we lost power or something, I would take my phone and we would like go and read through we would read through all of like the things, and we would just, when I tell you crying, laughing, and like I remember my dad had said something, like my dad was like, I was so notorious with this sidekick, and if you said something wrong, I was going to be marking it down. My dad said something and I remember him saying, like looking at me, he's like, uh-oh, am I going sidekick? And I'm like, yes, you are. That cracked me up more than like the thing that he said wrong because he like knew I was there. Okay, we're on to powder blush. For my powder blush, I'm going in with She's Wanted by Patrick. Miss Swain, get the sidekick. This is She's Wanted by Patrick Ta. I love this powder because it looks there's like a sheen kind of to it. I don't have any highlighter on, but you see like right here, like when the light hits, that's no highlighter. That's just like really good skincare and blush. And I go heavy with it because blush is the first thing to go when you're doing your makeup. And I'll even go in on top of this with cream again, just to make it like more luminous. And so this is from Danessa Myricks. This is her blurring balm powder. Just gonna add a very small amount right there. She is giving color. Oof, it's coming together. It's coming together, y'all. It's coming. So the next thing that I'm gonna do, look, it's like a minute bake. It's not like a full, like I'm powder everywhere, the girl has been in the kitchen kind of bake. This is like a baby bake. And I like to take like a brush that has a little bit of blush on it. A brush that has a little bit of, oh my gosh. A brush that has a little bit of blush on it because I want that pinkiness to mix with the powder. And so this is the Canufa color from Huda Beauty. And a trick that I saw on TikTok is that like get your powder in there and then like tap your brush so that the powder like seeps into the brush and it gives you like an airbrush effect. So you're not like just throwing around like you're in Fantasia, like Disney Channel. You want to have control, especially for a baby bake. And then you can always add. But do you see how like it just smoothed that under eye and like brightened it even more? You can always add more. That's the key. But if you go in too heavy, it's hard to like work with that later. And I just put this everywhere that I had set with the baked powder. Now I'm gonna look very matte, very powdery, very cakey, but that's why we have fixing powders and everything to bring back luminosity to the face. But I want everything set. I don't want my makeup to move, okay? But oh, it's so good. I love a matte face, honey. I will be 2016 makeup down, like a lover for life, because I just love a matte face. I love, especially because I'm an oily presenting girly most of the time. And to like make this blend even a bit more, go back in with that. Don't add more blush. There's plenty of product on your brush. Cause I can brush and blush back to back. Girl, get the sidekick. But just to like play with it, you know? Now, we're gonna do it like I usually do it, like for a shoot day. I like a little bit of glow on my high points, and this is like the only product I use. This is Iconic London's Illuminator in the color Glow. It's the darkest one. A little bit goes a long way, and this will make you illuminate like you're glowing from the inside out. So like I said, a little bit goes a long way, and you literally don't need to do a lot. And then like watch this. So I'm just using my finger. I'm gonna go bridge of my nose just to highlight that part, you know? And then whatever's left excess, boop, 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 boop. Just on my nose there. Nothing crazy. I don't want like a high beam on my nose like I'm Rudolph. Just a natural kind of vibe. As natural as shimmer looks on the face. You know, obviously this is not like natural. And what I love about this product is that you can use it over makeup, you can use it under makeup, and it doesn't move the makeup. You see, like it's not lifting the makeup. It just adds like the prettiest luminosity. I'll always get asked like, what do you have on your cheeks? I'm like, girl, it's a concoction, but most of the time I feel like they're talking about this because this is the finishing touch to the cheek. She's glowy, baby. I want a little bit more. And you're like, tomorrow, no, it's perfect. This is my face. I don't tell you what you do with your face, okay? Yeah, baby. So what I like to do now, I'm gonna go dip my brush that I used to baby bake, add just a little bit more powder and just make sure like that place stays really matte. And it kind of just softens the highlight. If you go like a little too crazy with your highlight, this kind of just diffuses it. Oh, and by the way, I'm using all these brushes from the Morphe line. I got this from Ulta. I think this is, what's his name, Ariel? But I really like them. Okay, you guys, we're almost there. The next thing we're gonna do is finish off the look with eyes and lips. Now, I'm not here to show you anything new. I do literally the same thing, which is a liquid cat eye, and that's it. There's no eyeshadow, nothing. I use magnetic liquid eyeliner because I wear magnetic false lashes. Like, I'm just a girly who just never could learn how to put on lashes, and that's okay because we found another way to get the look that we want. You know, we are MacGyver over here. We're, you know, we're resourceful. We work with what we got. Okay, so this liner is called Eye Envy Magnetic Liner, and I get it from Amazon. You can get it at your local beauty supply store. And we're just going to do my cat eye. Now, I can't talk when I do this because this requires all of the concentration, okay? And maybe a little prayer. I know God doesn't care about this, but please. He probably does. He's like, you know what? She's had a rough day. Let's give her even wings. Okay, so I'm not gonna talk. Just gonna see. Just do, okay? We're not done yet because we have to try to do this as even as possible on the other side. But what I like to do is kind of like look at it at all angles to make sure it's not too crazy. Sometimes like things can get carried away and then like I'm flying, girl. I'm a whole bird. But this is good. I kind of like when my ends of my brow and there's like a little space with the wing meeting, especially when I'm doing like a dramatic like photo shoot. But like there's a time and place for a wing, you know. Sometimes I do a little baby wing. I do my liner based off the shape of my eye. Like, I think that's the most important thing. Let me shut up before I mess this up. I try to get the shape first and then it's all like fill in and then making little adjustments. You also have to learn how to walk away from an eye. Sometimes they won't look even. Sometimes they are just gonna be distant cousins, and that's okay. Once you have like lashes on and everything, if people are noticing it, they're looking too closely. And what happened to 6 feet? I do miss those days. I do miss 6 feet. You have to be very careful for that inner part. I don't bring it all the way in, but try to get it close to the lash line as possible. This is the most dangerous part when you're going to clean up because you can literally ruin everything. But not today. We won't claim that. Yeah, we're just gonna walk away. You gotta learn to walk away. What's that song by Kenny Rogers? Know when to fold 'em.
Know when to walk away and know when to run.
That is so true. He was talking about liquid eyeliner on vacation. Yeah, this one looks a little bit bigger, but it's okay. I'm telling you, it's okay. If I'm okay with it, you should be okay with it. Exactly. You guys are picking it up. We have to let this completely dry before we do anything else. Before we put mascara, before we touch anything else, let this dry. So we're gonna go and jump to the lips. So I just added a little bit of powder on my lips before starting with my lip liner. This is Fine Line number 8 from Maybelline Lifter Liner. And I love this liner because it's so creamy. You barely have to do anything to get the color payoff. I'm also gonna go in with Chestnut from MAC. Very, very lightly, like on the corners, right here, and at the Cupid's bow. Just to give it a little bit more definition and depth. Actually, I don't think this is Yeah, I'm like, this is not chestnut. This is night moth, but it works. My favorite tint is actually from K-Beauty, and I think it's only like $13 on Amazon. This is the shade Apple Palm. I'm gonna have to buy another one. I've never used a lip tint all the way through before. That little mix of liner makes such a difference. If you haven't tried a lip tint, highly recommend these. They're really like affordable and they do such a great job. I love how it has like a glossy tint when you put it on, but this will obviously go away. And then you still are left with a really nice color that if you just reapply gloss, it's nice and juicy again. I'm gonna add some mascara to my natural lashes. This is the Tartelette. Is this a regular one? Yeah, this is just a regular Tartelette mascara from Tarte. Think dry eyes, dry eyes. I'm gonna add a lip oil while I let my mascara dry because I want them completely dry before I put my false lash on. This is a lip oil from Glam. This is the Kiss Kiss Bee Glow in the color Poppy Red. You don't need this, but you don't need any of this actually. It's a wand. It just picks up that. So good. My lips don't even look real. Like it just looks like art. Like, love you. There is no kissing on these lips, okay? Too much work went into this beat. Just popped on my magnetic lashes from Lily Lashes. They make magnetic lashes and these are the Miami style. And the real trick onto using magnetic lashes is making sure you have enough of the liner so that it can grip to the little magnets. And then I always like press the lashes to my natural lash together so they're nice and secure. And really getting enough product on the inner corner so it doesn't lift. But Miami lashes are dramatic. So if you're not into a dramatic lash, they have so many others. Bonded is actually my favorite one. It's just so perfect for every day, for going out. But because I'm shooting content today, I really want my eyes to pop, and yeah, they're popping. So cute. Just adding like a touch more highlight. I feel we just lost a little bit when we added all that powder and it didn't disturb the makeup. It's perfect, 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 perfect. So because we are very much like powdery, I love it honestly, but to just like melt everything together, I'm gonna go in with this new setting spray from One Size. This is the Powder Melt Glass Setting Spray. So it's supposed to give you like a glass skin finish, but it doesn't move. So that's not typically like what I go for, but I like the idea of melting everything. And then I'm gonna go in with my mattifying One Size spray. Like this is the Until Dawn, and this gets you matte. So I feel like this is like my Dexter's Laboratory science-y brain like coming out. I feel like using these together is gonna give me like the perfect mix of both. We'll see. So this is the melting spray. Whew. So my face is wet. So we have to let this like 90% dry before we go in with this. So I'm gonna use my trusty little fan here to kind of like speed up the process. Oh my gosh, it does look, it's looking really good as it dries. Like it's adding so much glow. Wow. I think this is gonna look really nice together, like a nice little balance. So let's go in with Until Dawn. This is like literal hairspray for your face. So, woo! I literally forgot something. I usually, after I set this, I go in with a finishing powder just to kind of blend everything together. Sephora Micro Smooth powder, same powder as before, but this is like my skin tone. I was supposed to do this before, so just FYI. Blend all the powders together. No harsh lines, just like Oh my God, this actually looks really, really good. Tamar, someone take me out. But don't kiss me because this is only to look at. Don't touch. Now we're gonna go in the on. I still have enough of this coming through that I don't think I need any more. We're gonna go with On Till Dawn. Ooh. That'll do it. That'll do it. And I go back again, same brush. I need a powder puff here. I'm just gonna take a little bit of powder. This is the Huda Beauty powder. Just, yeah, that's what I want. Just to mattify the shiny parts. I don't mind if I'm glowy here. Like honestly, like I prefer that. But like T-zone, we need you matte, baby. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. I think we're done. But I can't just go out like this. We need to like put a fit on. We need the hair, we need the accessories, we need everything else. So let me come back and show you the final look. All right, so here is the final look. With hair, the makeup is just, I'm sorry, I have never looked better. I think this is the best I've ever done my makeup, which is saying a lot because usually when I have the camera, for some reason, everything just goes wrong. But for some reason, today, everything is just going so right. Look at my face. This blend, I love how my makeup turned out. And listen, I'm sure there's someone out there who might want to improve or I should do this. Listen, it doesn't really matter the journey. It's the destination. And baby, we are here. Okay, we are here. I look so great. I smell even better. And I just love it. Everything that I used today, from my skincare prep to the LED mask to everything, will be linked down in the description box below. But let me know, did you enjoy this makeup and yap? I feel a lot better, honestly. It feels very cathartic and therapeutic to do makeup, but also to just get these things out and talk to you guys. Because the thing about getting older, especially when you're single, living by yourself, you need to talk. You need to get it out. Even if I have to talk to a camera, I hope it's reaching the right people and that you're feeling that you just had a little FaceTime with a friend. So thank you guys so much for watching. But before we go, let's go over some house rules because I want you to be a part of the family. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a Curvy Lady upload. And because this is social hour, we like to talk and yap around here. Make sure you leave a comment. Let me know, what are your go-to products? Is there something that you think I should try? Okay, let me know down below and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.